continuous. Okay, so far we know that identity function is continuous, then we know constant function is continuous, polynomial function is continuous. So hereafter, if you find a rational function, so what is a rational function, students? What is a rational function? What is a rational function? I hope you remember, it is just like rational number. Yeah, if it is in the p by q form, that is called as, instead of p by q, here p is a polynomial function and q is a polynomial function. Rational function means, say f of x is a function. If I can write f of x in the form p of x by q of x, where p of x is a polynomial function and q of x is a polynomial function. Since we know that polynomial function is continuous, okay, we know that polynomial function is continuous. We know this polynomial function is continuous. So, and then by theorem 1, you can see the theorem over here. See, if you have two continuous function, then the division, okay, if it is in the division form, if it is in the division form, that is f by g form, then this f by g form is also continuous. Using this, we can say that a polynomial function is, a rational function is continuous, because p of, for example, if you have f of x is equal to x to the power 4, I can write x to the power 4 as x cube by, x power 5 by x. Can I write it in this form, students? F of x, can I write it in this form? F of x is x to the power 4. Can I write x to the power 4 as x to the power 5 by x? Okay, so you can see that what is x to the power 5? What kind of function is this? This is a polynomial function. Polynomial andre x to the power n plus x to the power n minus 1 plus x to the power n minus 2. Ee riti form alli idre, that is called as a polynomial function. Okay, so you can see that these are nothing but polynomial functions. So polynomial function is continuous, which we had proved in our earlier sessions. Okay, since it is a division of two continuous functions by algebra of continuity, that is this point, fourth point, we can say that even this division form, that is f of x is also continuous. Okay, f of x is also continuous. So that is what algebra of continuous function helps us to do. Okay, so next is you have to discuss the continuity of sine function. Okay, you just have to discuss the continuity of function. Okay, that is, you have to check whether what happens with the sine function, whether it is continuous or not. Okay. Okay, so how to check a function, that is a sine function, is continuous or not? So what I'll take, let f of x is equal to sine x. Okay, let f of x is equal to sine x. You have to check whether sine function is continuous or not. So before actually going into the continuity part, we'll revise the definition of a continuous function. So a function f is continuous. Okay, a function f is continuous at x is equal to c if it satisfies how many conditions? How many conditions, student? How many conditions it should satisfy? 3 conditions. Good. So a function f is said to be continuous at x is equal to c if it satisfies 3 conditions, that is f of c exists. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ f of x ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ x ಇರೋ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ, if you put that point, ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ x can be any number, x is equal to c ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಯಾವುದೇ ರಿಯಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು. ಆ ರಿಯಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಯಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ, if you get a definite value, that means f of c exists. Okay, second point is limit f of x as x tends to c exists or not. You have to check whether limit exists. Okay, how to check limit exists or not? If the function varies from one direction to another, then you have to go for left hand limit, you have to go for right hand limit. check whether both are equal. If both are equal, then limit exists. And the third point you have to check is whether both are same. That is, limit f of x as x tends to c is equal to f of c. So these are the three conditions which you have to verify to check whether a function is continuous at a given point. So when you have to check in the entire domain ಇಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ತೆಗೆದು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So what you'll do, you'll take a random number, ಒಂದು random number ತಗೋತೀರಾ, and you will check whether it is continuous at that random number. ಈಗ ಇಡೀ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಒಬ್ಬರ ಹತ್ರ ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವಿಲ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್. ಆ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಹೌದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೌದು, ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದಿರಾ ಸತ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ then we'll assume, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ it is teamwork, ಎಲ್ಲರದ್ದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ we assume that and we come to a conclusion. So that is what is happening here also. Random ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ನಂಬರ್ ತಗೋತೀವಿ, we take a random number, random ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ನಂಬರ್ ತಗೊಂಡು then we check if it is true for that random number, then we generalize the result. Generalize ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು true ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. Okay, only for true we do this, true ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ we do this. Okay, now you have to check the sine function is continuous or not. So before actually checking it using theory part, can anyone tell me just by looking at the graph of sine function whether it is continuous or not? Can anyone tell me just by looking at the graph of continuous sine function whether it is continuous or not? Just remember the graph of sine function. Sine function is the graph nodi, whether it is continuous or not. Yes, I have already got the answer. Almas, Nitya Lakshmi, Noor Fatima, Madiha, Dikshita, Vinay, Kirti. Okay, everyone are telling that it is a continuous function. Why it is a continuous function? By looking at a graph. Okay, so what is the value of sine 0? Sine 0 is 0. Hige hogtade, correct? Sine graph ee reeti hogta irtade. Can you see any breakage in this graph? Elladru break ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಈ graph? Can you see any jump or break in the graph? Jump? Can you see any jump or break? No. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಆ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ ನಾನು ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ತೆಗೆದು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ it's not that I have to lift my pen lift ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. So just by looking at the graph only you can conclude that sine is a continuous function. Okay, this you should remember. By graph also we can understand a function is continuous or not. So just by looking at a graph you can say that a function is continuous because there is no breakage. Illi kuda break agtilla. Okay, next thing. Now this is not a proof, right? In mathematics everything needs a proof. So this is not a proof. So to look into the proof we have to follow the theory method. Okay, now you are sure whatever the answer you should get is a continuous. So what is the first thing? Let x is equal to, let c be any real number. What is the domain of a sine function, student? What is the domain of a sine function? Do you remember? What is the domain of a sine function? Domain of a sine function. Domain. I'm not asking about range. Domain. It is not inverse. Domain. Answer ಕೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು. ಸೈನು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 to -1 ಅದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವಂತದ್ದು. f of x ಗೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ you'll get answer from -1 to 1. I'm not asking the range, I'm asking the domain. What is the domain? What is the domain? Do you remember? I had told you it's not 0 to 1. While we were discussing about, yes, good Nitya Lakshmi, it is real numbers. Good Almas, it is set of real numbers. Set of real numbers is the domain of sine function. I'm not talking about inverse, I'm talking about sine function. So set of real numbers is that is real numbers. ಯಾವುದೇ real number ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು ನಿಮಗೆ sine ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ particular value ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. Okay, so set of real numbers is the domain of sine function. So what I have done, I have taken some real number. Okay, I have taken some real number. Say c. ಒಂದು random ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು real number ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. What is that real number? It is c. Okay, now if I check the continuity at this point, if it is continuous at this point, I can conclude it is continuous everywhere. Okay, so what happens? F of c is equal to, first condition I have to verify is f of c exists or not. But what is my f of x? F of x is sin x. X ಇದ್ದಾಗ sin x ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. So f of c ಇದ್ದಾಗ what happens? It becomes sin c. Okay, since we know that uh, sine function is defined everywhere, automatically sin c also exists. Okay, automatically sin c also exists. So if you see the graph of sine function, okay, graph of sine function, we can see ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಪಕ್ಕ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಆ ಕಡೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಸ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್, you have to check the left hand limit and as well as the right hand limit. Okay, that is, what is left hand limit? Limit f of x as x tends to c from the left. Okay, left hand limit is limit f of x as x tends to c from the left. So that is, okay, before actually going into this thing, x tends to c from the left andre, what is the value? Is it less than c or greater than c? X tends to c, x c ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಇಂದ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ c ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ, ಆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ c ಗಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರಬೇಕಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ? What should be the value? Should be less than c or greater than c? Less than c. It's not greater than c, it is less than c. Left anta helidre, see if you take this as number line, this is c. Left andre ee kadeyinda barta ideve, c ginta idu kadime value, so this is less than c. So you are taking a value, okay, you are taking a value, ಯಾವ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ತೆಗೆದಿದ್ದೀರಾ? c ಯ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು c ಅಲ್ಲ. Okay, you are not taking c ತಗೋತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, c ಯ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿ ಗಿಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ, ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಒಂದು ಚೂರು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಸಿ ಮೈನಸ್ ಹೆಚ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೋತೀನಿ. ನಾವೇನ್ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಟೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸಿ ಮೈನಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ನಿಯರ್ ಟು ಅ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ. Okay, which is less than c. So for that I have taken it as c minus h. Okay, for that I have taken it as c minus h only for left hand limit. Okay, yakandre left hand limit andre you are approaching c from the left, andre you are taking a value less than c and then you are checking at that point what happens to the limit. Okay, so let x is equal to c minus h. Okay, so what happens if x is equal to c in this equation? X ಇರುವಲ್ಲಿ c ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ what happens? What we'll get? Can anyone tell me? If I put x is equal to c in this, what will I get? I've taken x is equal to c minus h. Okay, h ಗೆ ಯಾವ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ? If I put wherever I have x, if I put c, what is the equation that I'll get? What is the equation I'll get, students? 0. H is equal to 0 ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? Do you agree? Yeah, c is equal to c minus h you get. Take that minus h to the other side and c to one side. So what you will get? H is equal to c. So here I have taken x is equal to c minus h. Okay, x is equal to c minus h. So if I take x is equal to c, c is equal to c minus h, which means h is 0. Okay, which means h is 0. So as x tends to c, x c ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ h ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? h 0 ದ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Do you agree with this, students? Have you understood how I got this? When I put x is equal to c, h it becomes 0. So when I am approaching c, my h value approaches 0. Did you understand this? Did you understand this, students? See, this is not done. Okay, students, you have to be very active in this. See, after this we are discussing something very interesting which is very important for your examination purpose. Okay, so you just patiently listen to this. Okay, have you understood? As we are approaching as x approaches c, h approaches 0. Okay, did you understand this much? Okay, okay, so now what I'll do is, I'll just erase the things I have explained over here. Okay, these things I'll erase. Okay, so what you'll do, Now in place of x, now I'll put it as c minus h. Okay, in place of x. So what you can conclude? Sorry. So as x tends to c, h tends to 0. So that becomes limit f of, in place of x, I have to put c minus h, and as x tends to c, h tends to 0 from the left. Okay, h tends to 0 from the left. c ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ 0 ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ x c ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗೆ h 0 ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So that is limit. Okay, what is f of c minus h? My f of x is sin x. So what is f of c minus h? What is f of c minus h? What is f of c minus h? I want everyone to answer. F of c minus h. No. Yes, good Almas. It is sin of c minus h. F of x ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ sin x. x ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ sin x ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು. ಈಗ ಏನು ಉಂಟು c minus h ಇದೆ. So it should be sin of c minus h. Okay, do you understand? Did you understand? It is sin of c minus h, as h tends to 0 from the left. Okay, so that is, so now what we can do, we have sin of c minus h. What we have to use, students? What we have to use? Sin of c minus h. Which can you, something is striking for you? Inadru artha agtide ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ನಮಗೆ ಅಂತ? Sin of c minus h. Sin a minus b formula. Good, Nitya Lakshmi. So you have to put sin x minus y formula. Those who have studied it as x minus y, it is sin of x minus y. So what is sin x minus y? Sin of x minus y. What is the formula? I want many of you to answer because you know this and you have studied this. At least for the exam purpose you have studied. Sin of x minus y. What is the formula? Sin x minus y. What is the formula, students? Sin x minus y. See, if you check the answers. Check the answers. Those who are giving the answer, you just check the answer. Sin x minus y. Good, Dikshita. It is sin x cos y minus cos x sin y. Okay. So here in place of x I have c. In place of y h I have. So what is sin x minus y? It is sin x. Sin x cos y minus cos x sin y. Okay, this is the formula. So in place of x I have c, in place of y I have h. So if I apply that, what will I get? Limit of sin c cos h minus cos c sin h, as h tends to 0. Okay, so that is, we have difference of the limits, difference of the limit as h tends to 0 from the left. So it is limit, I can split. How the bracket ಒಳಗಡೆ difference ಇದೆ. So split the limits. So that becomes sin, limit of sin c cos h, h tends to 0 from the left, minus limit of cos c sin h, as h tends to 0. So let me see who will give me the answer for the left hand limit. You just have to put h is equal to 0. h iruvalli 0 haki. So let me see the answer. Yes, good. Elvina also had given me the answer related to sin x minus y. Elvina, just check the formula. Vani has also given. Good. Okay, now you have to tell me what is the answer for left hand limit. So I have splitted it out. Limit of sin c cos h minus cos c sin h ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. ನಾನು ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಏನಾಯ್ತಾಗ limit of sin c cos h, as h tends to 0 from the left, minus limit of cos c sin h, as h tends to 0 from the left. Now wherever you have h, put h is equal to 0. A limit ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ h ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 0 ಹಾಕಿ. So what will be your answer? So what will be your answer, students? What will be your answer? Check the answer properly before you give me the answer. Check the answer properly before you give me the answer. Verify twice. ಹೆಚ್ಚಿರುವಲ್ಲಿ 0 ಹಾಕಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಹೆಚ್ಚಿರುವಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ. So it is limit sin c h tends to 0, limit cos c h tends to 0. It is sin c minus 0. Okay, Noor Fatima has given me the answer as sin c minus 0. Dikshita, just check your answer. Something is wrong. Okay, so now LHL is, okay, wherever you have h, put h is equal to 0. So it is sin c. Sin c is there, so write it as it is. Ali h illa. Okay, if you put cos 0, what is the value of cos 0, students? H iruvalli 0 hakadre, what you will get? Cos 0 is 1. Yes. So sin c into 1 minus. Okay. Here limit h tends to 0. Cos c sin h. So cos c we cannot do anything. Write it as it is because it is a constant value. Sin h ide. H iruvalli 0 hakidre. What is sin 0? Yes. Good, Elvina. It is sin 0 is 0. Okay. Okay. So we got it as 0. So it is sin c into 1 is sin c minus cos c into 0 is 0. So it is sin c. So we got the left hand limit as sin c. Left hand limit as sin c. Okay, what we have taken? We have taken x is equal to c minus h. As x tends to c, h tends to 0, which means x 0 ಅಲ್ಲಿ c ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 0 ದ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. Then we have applied sin of x minus 5 formula. Then we have individually separated the limits and we have found the limit. So left hand limit is sin c. Okay. Now, can you try the right hand limit? I'll erase this. Have you taken a note of this? Have you taken the note of this, students? Okay, so I'll find right hand limit. I'll just give you the hint. You have to tell me the value of right hand limit. So far we have got we have taken f of x is sin x. Okay, and we got f of c is sin c, and we got left hand limit is sin c. Now you have to find what is right hand limit. Okay, so right hand limit. So that is limit f of x tends to c from the right. So when you're taking a value from the right, which means it is greater than c or less than. If you're taking a value from the right to c, if you're taking a value right to c, whether it is greater than 0, it is greater than c. Yes. So what I'll do here is, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ x is equal to c minus h ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ, because you are taking a value less than c. ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? Okay, so now you have to take, yes, good. You have only given me the answer. Noor Fatima, Almas, Dikshita. So you have to take x is equal to c plus h. When you are considering RHL, you have to take x is equal to c plus h. Okay. When you are taking x is equal to c plus h, as x tends to c, okay, as x tends to c, where h goes? x c ಆದಾಗ h ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ? x c ಆದಾಗ h ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ? ಯಾಕೆ c plus h ತಗೊಂಡೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ? Why have taken c plus h? Just check. H tends to Kirti. Yes, Kirti has told me it is 0. Dikshita and Almas is at 1. So just check it once and give me the proper answer. x c ಆದಾಗ h ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? x c ಆದಾಗ h ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಆ equation ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Now your equation is, yes, it is 0. Again it is 0 students. Yes, okay. ಯಾಕೆ c plus h ತಗೊಂಡೆ ಅಂತ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಅ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದನ್ ಸಿ. ಆ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದನ್ ಸಿ ಅನ್ನು ನಾನು h ಅಂತ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, c plus h ಅಂತ. ಸೊ x c ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ h 0 ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಮೈ equation becomes limit, okay, f of c plus h tends to 0 from the right. That is limit of, what is f of c plus h? What is f of c plus h, students? F of c plus h. F of x is sin x. What is f of c plus h? Okay, Ankita has given me the answer. Limit exists, hence it is continuous. Yes, answer is correct. But I want the answer for my question. What is f of c plus h? Good, Ankita. It is sin of c plus h. Okay, sin of c plus h. Okay, so now which formula you have to apply? Dikshita has already told me to apply sin x plus y. So you have to apply sin x plus y. So what is sin x plus y? What is sin x plus y, students? What is sin x plus y? Sin x plus y is sin x cos y plus cos x sin y. Good. So this is the answer. Apply this and let me know what is right hand limit. What you will get the answer as right hand limit. Artha adavaru answer, you can give me the answer for right hand limit. Those who have not understood, you can follow. So it becomes sin c cos h plus cos c sin h. H tends to 0. So if you split the limit, it is limit sin c cos h, h tends to 0, plus limit cos c sin h, h tends to 0. So if you put, you'll get sin c plus 0. So it is sin c. Same aga madida hage. So you have got right hand limit is also sin c, left hand limit is also sin c. So what does that mean? If both are equal, you have got RHL and LHL as sin c. If both are equal, then what does that mean? Then what does that mean, students? Both are equal means, what does that mean? Limit exists, right? Limit of f of x as x tends to c is sin c. And you can see this first and second condition is satisfied, and similarly the third condition also. So sine function is continuous. So sine function is, continuous. Did you understand this? Okay. Did you understand this, students? Yes. So I'll give you a homework question. You just have to discuss with cosine function. I have told you how to do the sine function. Same thing with cos function. Same, c plus h, c minus h. Adhe tara madlikke only the formulas will change. Sin x plus y use madidale, here you have to use cos x plus y and cos x minus y. Same thing will repeat. Okay, can you do this as homework? Yes, same thing will repeat, nothing to change, only the formulas. Function matra change ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಈಗ cos x ಅಂತ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು function. Will you do this, everyone? I want an answer from everyone. Yes. Okay. So answer is continuous. Okay, answer is the function is continuous. That is cos function is also continuous. Now can anyone tell me how can we solve tan x? Now you know that sine function, you know that sine function is continuous, sin x is continuous, and you will prove cos x is also continuous. Okay, you will prove cos x is also continuous. How to prove tan x is continuous? How to prove tan x is continuous? Today I had told you something in the beginning, rational function. Yes, good, Nitya Lakshmi. Tan x can be written as sin x by cos x. Correct? Sin x by cos x. Okay, already we know sin x is continuous, Already we know cos x is continuous because you will be proving cos is continuous. So sine by sine numerators are continuous, denominators are continuous. Adre, do you remember the algebra theorem 1? Theorem 1, if you have two functions f and g which is continuous, then what about f by g? Then what about f by g? What about f by g? It is continuous. So you can conclude tan x is continuous. Since tan x is a rational function, okay, rational function of two continuous functions. Which are those two continuous functions? It is sin x and cos x. Okay, sin x, tan x and sin x by cos x anta baribodu, and we know that sin x is continuous, cos x is continuous. By theorem 1, if we have it in the division form, numerator ಮತ್ತು denominator ಎರಡು continuous ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಆ division ಆಗಿ ಸಿಗುವ values ಅದು ಕೂಡ continuous. That is f by g ಏನು answer ಬರ್ತದೆ, that is continuous. Here f by g is nothing but tan x. So tan x is continuous. Is this clear, students? Yes. So I'll skip this one because that needs some explanation. I think we can quickly go for this question. Okay. Just take the screenshot of the question. Later you can write it down. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to find the value of k. Okay. These are the questions which they ask for the final examination for 4 marks. And this is very, very important. Mark it out. This is very, very important. So what is the question? You have to find the value of k. Okay. In the function they have given us k. K is f of x they have given. F of x is kx square if x is less than or equal to 2. 3 if x is greater than 2. And it is continuous at x is equal to 2. They have only told that function is continuous at x is equal to 2. So you just have to find the value of k. Okay, you have to find what is the value of k. So when function is continuous at a point, okay, when function is continuous at a point, we have 3 things. Okay, we know that it satisfies 3 conditions. That is f of c exists and limit exists, correct? And third one is limit of f of x as x tends to c is equal to f of c. These 3, if a function is continuous at a point, then it should satisfy these 3 conditions. Okay, these 3 conditions. So here they have told the value of the function varies near 2. If it is less than 2, then it is kx square. If it is greater than 2, it is 3. So what you have to find the value of k, what you have to use, which condition you have to use out of 3? ಯಾವ condition use ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಾವು? The second one, correct? That is limit exists. So you find what is left hand limit, what is right hand limit at 2. Okay, at x is equal to 2. Find what is left hand limit and right hand limit. Okay, I'll explain it in the next class in detail, but I want you people to try this because this is very easy, which is related to your definition only. Okay, find left hand limit, that is limit of f of x as x tends to 2 from the left, and similarly find right hand limit, limit f of x as x tends to 2 from the right. Answer ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ equate ಮಾಡಿ, because we know that the function is continuous at x is equal to 2. Therefore limit exists, which means left hand limit should be equal to right hand limit. Then get the value of k. So this is an homework question. Okay, you just try this. Have you taken the screenshot? Have you taken the screenshot, students? Yes, okay. Do you have any doubt with whatever we have discussed today?